So a friend from work, right, came up to me, and he was like really out of it today, right? He didn't sleep at all last night, and he was like, "I just saw my ex girlfriend with flowers, right, on her IG story or whatever," and then he was like, in his feelings and shit, right? He asked me like, "What's a philosophy on this, right? What would like uh, a philosopher say about this?" So I gave it some thought, and here's the answer, right? I think the obvious, like, immediate thing I thought of, right, was like Stoicism, right? Um, in that it's very like Marcus Aurelius thing, but like maybe something like everything is temporary, right? Like life is temporary itself, right? Like you're gonna die at the end of the day, right? And love is temporary because people you love will die, and so on and so forth. Right? Everything is temporary, so you might as well enjoy it while it lasts, and then when it's over, you glad it happened in the first place, right? And I think that's a lot of like it's a very general philosophy people have towards just life, right? Like like we all realize that we're gonna die eventually, so you just enjoy life while you have it, and when it's gone, or when it's about to be gone, you look back and be grateful for that it happened in the first place, right? Um, because like you won't be able to keep it, right? And ultimately everything you did in your lifetime is futile. Like it doesn't fucking matter if you went to Harvard, because you're dead, right? So everything you did in your lifetime is futile, but it was enjoyable while it lasted, right? And that was like the immediate thing I thought of, right? Because I mean, he was in this relationship for 2 years, right? And like he loved her or some shit, right? And yeah, so he loved her, and now only like a month after they broke up, she has flowers from their dude, right? How do you get over this, right? So I mean, it's okay. First of all, I think it can really only heal with time, right? Like, I'm not gonna be able to give you a philosophy that's gonna solve your problem, right? Um, like no matter what philosophy I give you, right? No matter if if I force you to embrace the um like I guess the fleeting nature of everything, right? That's not gonna change the fact that she's with another dude now, right? So yeah, there's that. But I mean, yeah. So I think it comes with time. Like you have to come to terms with it yourself, right? But I mean, it is. I think it is important to embrace the fact that everything is permanent, right? And no, like you shouldn't expect everything good to last forever, right? It'd be really nice if it did, right? Like, I mean, some people do have relationships for the rest of their lives, right? Like just this morning, I met this like really old couple on the train, like really old. Telling you, like they had a full white hair and everything, um, and they were like holding hands and shit, and like that's really nice, right? That's a love that lasts a lifetime, right? But I mean, statistically speaking, you shouldn't expect that's even to happen, right? And like I get it, like he loved her, um, and he said I wouldn't understand it, and that I'll understand it, if the time ever comes. So sure, whatever, right? But yeah, like I think like just from someone that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, other than just the philosophy of it, right? At the end of the day, and it's easy to talk about the philosophy of it when you're not actually in it, right? Like, philosophy is very can be a very abstract concept, and oftentimes it's hard to apply philosophy to your emotions, right? Because you can't control your emotions, and your emotions aren't inherently logical, right? And there's oftentimes no answer to your emotions, right? So yeah, there's that. Um, but yeah, so the philosophy for a breakup. Um, I don't know, like yeah, like I think everything is temporary, right? And that would be like the stoic take on it, right? Like everything is temporary. Um, and the most shared thing of all life, right? And it's in itself temporary. And yeah, you it's out of your control, right? If she broke up with you, it's out of your control So you just have to accept that like you can't turn back time, right? You can't fix whatever ended the relationship. And if you guys just grew apart, then you grew apart, right? Are you gonna change the course of um, are you gonna change the course of time? No, you're not, right? And you're not gonna go back in time and rewind the clock, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, it all already happened already. She already broke up with you, and now she's moving on for life, right? And I'm not saying like you should too, like get a rebound or some shit, right? But like it's you have to detach the idea of her from yourself, right? Because she's no longer your girlfriend. She's like somebody that I used to know, right? Like the song by that one guy. So somebody you used to know, right? And yeah, I mean, if you really loved her, you'd want what's best for her, right? And you would want her to be happy. And if she's happy with this new dude, then so be it, right? I think that's my opinion on that. Um, if you want like a nihilistic take on it, ultimately like nothing matters, right? Like this is just one connection, and how many will you make in a lifetime, right? And she's one girl in 4 billion in this world, right? And ultimately didn't matter because he extracted the utility that he had from his girlfriend, and now that it's over, right? And yeah, like nothing. This thought is really half formed, but because again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but yeah, like ultimately nothing matters, and ultimately love isn't real. It's a uh, there's this whole I did a whole video on this. Like love isn't real, and it's just this trick that your mind plays on you to aid in human reproduction, right? And so your relationship wasn't actually real, and it didn't matter because you didn't end up reproducing, right? So you failed the human species. I think that's one way you can look at it. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to apply philosophy to something like this because I mean, while love is a philosophical concept, um, like dealing with a breakup is a very human one, right? And that's not to say philosophy isn't a human study. It is, right? That's what philosophy is. But your philosophy gives you you're trying to find object answers to existential problems largely, and um, how to deal with a breakup isn't really there's no objective answer, right? Each person will find a way through it through a different way, right? And most of the time that's just giving it time, right? like you have to go through the 5 stages of grief, and like go through and eventually accept that it's in the past, right? And that there's a lot more fish in the sea, and yeah. Uh, yeah, I think that's that. I mean, I don't really think I have a lot to say on. I don't know. I feel like with love, it's always a game of like you yourself are connected to this person, right? So there's like you're losing a part of yourself, right? And while it's unfair to say that like she shouldn't have rebounded so fast because that's like her decision, right? And I mean, ultimately, if it makes her happy, then so be it, right? But like it's hard to put an answer to such a personal problem because like you have to come to terms with it by yourself, right? Like there's like the world doesn't owe you anything, and it definitely doesn't owe you a relationship, right? And if the breakup was amicable and it was on mutual terms, which I'm assuming I no I think it was because that's about what I gathered from that. Um, then what were you expecting, right? And yeah, like also, I know he called her for closure. That's really stupid. This isn't even just the philosophy of it anymore. This is like the practical me speaking. Like, why the fuck did you call her? Like what was there to gain from calling her? He said he wanted closure, but it was bullshit, and he was in his feelings. And I mean I get that to some extent, right? Like uh, I did not mean to do that. Like there's hmm, there's only I mean it was a relationship of 2 years, right? Um and they broke up like 6 months ago. Or no, they broke up. They started having problems 6 months ago. They broke up a month ago, and she found out she was with this new guy or about to get with this new guy 2 days ago, right? And like while it's kind of cruel to say like what were you expecting, right? Like that she just was single forever. Like it's hard to detach yourself from her, right? That like she's a part of your life for 2 years, right? Like generally every day she's a part of your life for 2 years, and then um, and now she's suddenly a part of a different dude's life, right? And there's a sense of betrayal to it, which is fair, right? But like by breaking up, you're terminating a contract, right? That is a relationship, and yeah, like you just have to let it go, right? Like you like her getting with another dude is an inevitable part of life, so you have to come to terms with the fact that, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, and two, um, you really did the best you can, right? Like, you gave it your best shot in the relationship, and it didn't work out, and oftentimes it won't work out, right? And and hopefully it works out with this new guy, and hopefully she's happy, right? And yeah, like there's even like a physical sense of like connection to it, right? And like while you guys like were literally connected, right? Um, like all good things must come to an end, right? And you're not gonna cry because a vacation is over, because that's just the nature of vacations, right? You're not gonna cry when you die because that's the nature of life, right? That's the contract you sign. Like it's a Faustian contract, really, that you sign when you when you start living, right? And when you get into a relationship, um, a breakup and her getting another dude is a part of the contract that you sign, and not every part of a contract will be used, right? But in this situation, as the contract dictates, this will happen, right? And it's inevitability, and if you accept that there's nothing you could have done about it and it's not your fault, and you give it time, I'm sure the wound will heal, right? Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I was gonna do it on not rage baiting too, but clip farming. But I guess I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, that's it for today. I was gonna do like a gotcha session because I play FGO, right, and summer banners are coming out, but that isn't until tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. And I'll see you for the rest of the summer, actually, because I will keep these daily uploads up. So yeah, there's that. Good night, guys. Bye bye.